everyone. My name is Aaron Hurt here for the last Watch Along Wednesday of 2020, and we've saved a very excellent guest for that last edition of the year. Of course, talking about the real deal, Kevin Cruit. Now, Kevin, there are arguably a dozen or so matches that we could have chosen that would represent the impact that you have on PWA and just what you bring to the table, but the match you've chosen is one that I remember quite fondly. I'm sure the fans will really enjoy revisiting. Why don't you tell us about it before we get to that footage?
Ladies and gentlemen, the match I picked was me versus Jeffrey John, November of last year, 2019. I was defending my PWA United States Championship. The reason why I picked that match, the atmosphere, the crowd, they were up, they were on fire, and I just loved the atmosphere that night.
Well, the fans out there watching on YouTube right now are going to get to see it for themselves. I'm sure a lot of the people watching were there in the building that night and enjoyed the match in person, but we're going to get an up-close, behind-the-scenes look at real deal Kevin Cruit defending the U.S. title against Jeffrey John from the Fairfield County Fairgrounds, November of 2019. So let's get ready for that match right now. All right, Kevin, here we go. You're making your way to the ring there, holding the belt. As we said, this is your first defense of this United States Championship.
I don't know if it was, but if it was, then you are right, Aaron.
Okay. Well,
also, thank you for having me here on Watch Along Wednesday. I have been looking forward to doing this with you, Aaron.
As I said earlier, I'm certainly excited to have you on here. I know a lot of the fans have been asking us, giving us feedback about when we're going to see real deal Kevin Cruit.
What can I say? I'm a hot commodity.
Indeed, this packed house here is on their feet for your entrance. This is a highly anticipated match facing Jeffrey John here, somebody that has definitely targeted you in terms of he thinks that he can make his way up the ladder at your expense.
Let me tell you something about Jeffrey John. He doesn't care about anyone. That man is all about himself. But you know what? That doesn't matter. As we're going to see later on in this footage, who really came out on top.
Well, it's something that I certainly was glued to backstage watching a monitor as this match was going on, as was half the other locker room, the ones that weren't nursing the bumps and bruises they suffered from the earlier matches. But this was one of the highlights of this big event at the fairgrounds. It was our last event of the year 2019 at that facility, and there we see that barnacle on the hull of the PWA. Nick Stevens there interjecting himself as usual. Were you conscious of what effect that he might have on this match? Being on the outside, or were you able to focus on what your opponent was going to bring inside the ring?
Was I worried about Nick Stevens? Aaron, you got to be kidding me. No, I was not worried about Nick Stevens. Sure, he might put his nose in where it doesn't belong, but he is not a factor in any way, shape, or form. He was the last concern on my mind.
Well, then definitely you deserve credit for that level of
if anything, the fans, how hot the fans were, they were distracting me more than Nick Stevens was.
Talk about hot. This building, even though this was the end of November, this was the Thanksgiving season, this building was scorching hot, not just temperature-wise, but in the energy of the fans. And referee Johnny Long calls for the bell.
Aaron, I just want to go ahead and apologize in advance. I'm sorry that I'm not looking as sharp as Jimmy Fahrenheit was last week, but hey, I'm not about how I look. I'm about what I do in that ring and how good I do.
Well, it's coming to you here on Watch Along Wednesday. I left the fancy jacket at home as well, but we are getting a little taste here of just how evenly matched I think you two are coming into this. Height-wise, you have a little bit of a weight advantage, maybe about 20, 25 pounds, but what did you feel was your biggest advantage?
Experience. I have been doing this since I was 10 years old, Aaron. I don't know how long Jeffrey John has been doing this, but I can tell you, it has not been as long as me. I am going on a 10-year veteran, and I'm just only 20 years old.
Well, that is certainly something, as you said, very few can claim to have begun training, have begun learning their way around a wrestling ring at such a young age. And let's not forget that you had the benefit of being around men like Mark Coleman and Wes Sims, who had such a wealth and breadth of knowledge to impart on a young developing athlete as you were and still are.
Growing up, wrestling has been in my blood. I have been around countless of individuals who have been in this business for years. Yeah, like you were saying, I've been around Mark Coleman. He's taught me a few things. I did a seminar with Dan Severn. Dan Severn, what a guy he was. He's taught me a few tricks that I portray sometimes.
I was a fly on the wall for that session, in fact, and I was amazed by how he was able to take a basic, waist lock or go behind and turn it into 8-9 different match-ending situations. Just, with blinding speed.
Spiked him on his head.
Big Hurricane Rana there, and we saw you go into some basic wrestling work in the arm at first, but that's the first high energy, high impact move of the match that Big Hurricane Rana. He retreats to the outside. You're wisely, I think, taking a breath.
People complain about how those type of guys will go out of the ring, catch your breath. I'm catching a breath too.
Absolutely.
That's an advantage for me just as much as this is an advantage for him.
Well, and typically this is an attempt to try to lure the opponent outside, to sort of create an advantage, and you're not giving Jeffrey that opportunity. But did you train a particular way? Did you train for speed? Did you train for strength coming into this?
Not necessarily. I do what I do any other time. I have the MMA experience. I have the amateur wrestling experience. I have the pro wrestling experience. I do my daily routine when it comes to my matches, and that's just
I've seen you working out in the ring, and quite frankly, the energy that you put into training, would greatly exceed the energy that some men put into matches in front of crowds like this. But there you see Jeffrey John using the position of the referee to his advantage there.
You see, Nick Stevens interfered, but it doesn't matter. Look where I am. I'm back on top again.
Immediately able to gain the advantage, laid in that knife-edge chop, reverberating around the building here at the Fairfield County Fairgrounds.
Hear that one?
Oh, that one was definitely on target.
He poked me in the eye. See, that's how he gets the upper hand. He's got to cheat. Because he knows that I'm better than him.
Well, I will play devil's advocate in the fact that this is a title match, and I'm sure, were you on the other end, were you challenging for the title, that you would try to take every opportunity you could, although not perhaps by flagrantly violating the rules, same way Jeffrey chooses to do.
When it comes to title matches,
look at that, up and over in the corner, drives the shoulder in. Up to the top rope, big double axe handle between the shoulder blades. You might be able to put this man away right here.
I crowned him.
Well, yes, he wanted to refer to himself as the king of the 614, and as you aptly put it,
what does that even mean? King of the 614?
I'm confused as well.
This man also speaks about confidence. What's confidence even mean?
Well, perhaps one of these days we'll find out if he chooses to share that with us. But right now, he's got his hands full here. Connects with that back elbow. Are you trying to make this a quick match? Or are you looking to win this one quickly? Are you thinking that maybe you can outlast Jeffrey? Where's your perception of the way this match is going to go?
In my mind, I didn't care how long this match went. I was going to win however long, and do whatever it takes to come out on top. There you go, Nick Stevens interfering.
That task becoming more and more difficult by the second here as we see history repeat itself. Jeffrey John trying to casually converse with Johnny Long, who unfortunately chose to focus on that instead of you being blatantly choked on the rope. But we see Jeffrey John going for something here, positioning you up on the top turnbuckle, trying to make sure that you stay there. That was a good forearm shot right to the jaw.
That's my favorite part.
Oh, knee strike on the money.
I'll give him that. I don't know how that didn't put him away. I will give him credit.
You can see him showing the effects of that pinpoint strike. Going to the waist lock here.
There you go. Drop him on the back of his head.
German suplex, no bridge, all impact on that one.
Oh, you want to go to the corner? All right, I got something for you next. Knees to the face.
Full head of steam. rearranging those features that he tries to brag about so often.
1, 2. Oh, you're going to kick out? All right, here we go.
Shades of Samoa Joe there with that transition into the Boston Crab.
You know you're wrestling. I did get that from Samoa Joe.
Well, and that's what somebody, as you said, who's been interested in becoming a wrestler for so long, that you've taken notice of the greats that have come along in the past and what they were able to do in the ring to achieve success. So I think that speaks highly to your ability to add different elements to your repertoire.
Listen, Aaron, I can fly, I can do submissions, I can grapple, I can pound your face in, I can do it all, baby.
Well, I doubt anyone would argue that point, that you are one of the most well-versed and all-around wrestlers in the PWA.
Listen, if I'm sounding too high on myself, that's because I am. What I do in that ring, I take seriously.
Well, and you have every reason to be proud of it, and yeah, quite as you said, the results speak for themselves here. I mean, they don't hand out championships in the PWA, and especially considering the fact that the business is so intricately a part of your family that you have an even bigger obstacle in some cases in terms of perception. Maybe fans who are more cynical, or other wrestlers who feel like you're getting breaks that they deserve instead. So
listen, anything that I have achieved in the PWA thus far, that was me. That was all me. Hard work, determination. I did all of that.
And the fans have rewarded you thusly. This is definitely one of the reasons they paid their money to come here to the fairgrounds to see this big match. And it's been
not to cut you off, but another reason why I chose this match. The fans were on fire that night. I loved it.
Well, and they're getting a knockdown drag out. They're getting the two men who are leaving it all in the ring, whipped him across. Again, full head of steam, but pulls the referee in. Certainly not the most sportsmanlike maneuver, but it might have saved him.
He got Johnny Long hurt in the process to save his own butt. I don't appreciate that. I like Johnny Long. Well, I think he's a great guy.
He's not paying attention there, and over the top with the pescado, and then hooking the back of the neck and driving him face first. That's certainly going to make Jeffrey John think twice about turning his back on his opponent.
Yeah, he better run from him. I'm coming.
Well, it looks like he's still a little bit glassy-eyed. And now eating a couple of forearms. We go out into the crowd here. Cameraman trying to keep up with the action. We're out here on the concrete floor. Now, this is not typical of you, Kevin, to go to the outside.
This has been brewing for a minute. The Gold Standard has been playing their nose in my business for far too long, and I was willing to freaking take him out. Well, and do whatever I had to do. I was on fire this night.
Well, and that is something that, the fans should be reminded of, that this was not just about a championship, but there was real personal animosity. Oh my goodness, that suplex! I mean, looks like you came down very hard on the smaller back.
This is the night that Jimmy Fahrenheit decided to join the Gold Standard. But before then, Jeffrey John, Ellie Cordova, and Nick Stevens, that for whatever reason they loved being in my business. And maybe it's because I had the United States Championship. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know.
I know it's something that they all coveted quite highly, and that.
Dumping water on my head. That actually refreshed me.
I was about to say that's quite a bit of disrespect for one's opponent. Further showing,
and that's all these two are about, is disrespect. Like I said, they don't care about no one or anything. They're gonna do whatever they can to get what they want. And what they wanted this very night was the United States Championship. Johnny Long still hurt from him pulling him into the corner.
We see he's looking for a big power move here. Got you up and over with the slam again, working on the back, but trying to call his shot here might be wasting a little bit of time.
I don't know if you knew this or not, Aaron Hurt, maybe you did. He did modeling before he became a pro wrestler. I wouldn't expect anything less of him than to try to show
pose and show off. Yeah, well, that's usually not a typical career trajectory, but you caught him up here on the top rope, and this fans right here, this is an all-time highlight reel moment that we're about to see in the PWA as the cameraman gets a great shot of you two men battling it out. You scale up here to the second turnbuckle. I mean, this is dangerous for both men. I'll let you take us through this here, Kevin.
Lucky for me, Dangerous is my middle name. We can go anywhere. We can go onto the top rope. We can go in the middle of the ring. We can be under the ring. We can be out in the crowd, on concrete, outside, in front of the trees. We could be anywhere. I will feel comfortable wherever I am.
Lost your balance, but again, able to catch Jeffrey John before he can.
He's lucky he can do more modeling after this match. Here we go. Spanish fly from the heavens. That should put him away right there. 1, 2. Oh,
but he kicked out. He kicked out. I couldn't believe it. I was slack-jawed watching this. We're getting a replay of it here. There's no way that he should have survived.
You can see me arguing with the ref. I was telling him that should have been 3, but he was assuring me that it was only 2. I couldn't believe myself, Aaron.
No, it did appear that the referee was as close as he could get to coming down for the final count there. I was ready to spring on to ring the bell, make the announcement that you had retained your championship. It was, as I said, it was an all-time highlight reel moment. And the fact that this fight is still going on is a testament to the toughness and the determination of both you men and what the title means. Quite honestly, what the U.S. title means.
I will give credit where credit's due. He brought the absolute best in me. I have never pulled off a Spanish fly, and I had to bring it out that very night. Oh, and it still did not get the job done. And there he goes. He just hit me with the Codebreaker-esque.
Yeah, that dropped you down onto one knee, it looked like, instead of both knees, which might have been just enough of a difference to enable you to get your foot on the rope there.
You might have dislocated my jaw there. I don't know. Again, I honestly can't even remember.
Again, I think that there was confusion about the foot on the rope. I certainly was expecting this match to end at any minute. It seemed impossible that you guys could carry on after both taking such a huge impact on that Spanish fly, and yet the fight continues here. Again, he goes for that Codebreaker, but you had it scouted, kicked to the midsection. That's all she wrote.
Right there, to the spine. Usually I try to aim for the head, but unfortunately I got him in the spine, but it still did the job for me.
Well, that was your winner and still the PWA United States Champion, the real deal, Kevin Cruit. The official announcement there, the confetti flying. Look at the reaction you're getting from these fans. And as you said, you have no reason to be shy about your performance or to make any sort of deference about the effort that you put forth here.
I'm not one to gloat about who I am. That's not me. I'm not going to rub it in people's face. But when it comes to in that ring, I know that what I do best. And that is to go in there, kick butt, take names, and win championships.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you join me here. We're wrapping up 2020. We've been counting the days off, marking them like chalk, like a prisoner in a cell, but I can't think of a better way to wrap it up here. Kevin, we just take a second here as the match concludes to get some final thoughts from you on this, how this match impacted the rest of the year for you, if you came out of that with any nagging or lingering injuries. What were the post-match results for you?
I mean, the Spanish fly, that took a toll on me. You saw me take a suplex on the concrete out there. At the end of the day, my adrenaline was going. I did not feel a single thing. I went in there to defend my championship. I retained my championship. I went on for a couple more months defending that title. Lost it to Bjorn, unfortunately, but my mentality was, look, even though I wasn't the PWA heavyweight champion, I felt like I was on top of the world defending that title.
Well, the U.S. Championship is by no means a silver medal, and matches like that prove why it has such a reputation and such prestige in the PWA. Thank you once again, Kevin. This has been another great edition of Watch Along Wednesday. You picked an excellent match for the fans and myself to enjoy. We hope to have you back again on this series in the year 2021. But for now, thank you for joining us, fans. Keep your eyes tuned to PWA Ohio on YouTube, on Facebook, and don't forget about visiting pwaohio.com.
And have a happy New Year.
For more wrestling excitement from PWA, subscribe to this channel or click on the links for more great action.